Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. We take these off. Oh, there you are. Another update on the Indian Mutiny project. Before I start, just wanted to say, if anybody's getting tired already of the Indian Mutiny project, you've got a long way to go. But I've got several videos that I'm putting up between now and the weekend. It's been, for me, quite slow on the video front, only because I haven't been getting to stages where I can show you stuff. So I keep promising the Vietnam bust. I don't know why I'm so reticent. I've been quite proud of it, and I just have it in a drawer back there. So Vietnam bust will be going up between now and Tuesday. I've just been doing more work to the 1 in 35 scale Badger. That's going to go under primer a coat tomorrow. So that will be coming up sometime over the weekend. We've got a bit of progress on that. And Star Wars reveal of the little walker, that's completed and that's done. I don't think there'll be an Indian Mutiny project update between now and Tuesday, but I am working on some terrain for that as well, at the same time as loads of other stuff. As I say, this is all I'm having to fit this in my own time, which is usually late at night, or I'll pick a day like today where it's Queen's Jubilee and I've had the day off. So from commission painting, so I'm been having a go on the Badger. I'll be doing a bit more tonight on that, and I've trying to work out I'm doing a backdrop for this Indian Mutiny project, which will expand into a proper sized building of some description, but for now I'm just trying to do a gate house and a bit of a wall, and then we'll see where that goes and expand it as time goes on. So join me down at the bench and we'll just take a look at the 12 figures I've got painted. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. I haven't actually broke out my North video in lights, completely forgot for some reason, so hopefully we can see. I've jumbled them up with the 4 that I originally showed you. So I probably haven't got a clue now. I know we've seen this guy, but let's just have a quick run through of the type of car keys that I'm using. I don't mean the paint, because these are literally all paint mixes, and I've purposely gone for mixing. I don't write the recipes down. I just have a certain amount of paint, and once that's gone, I'll paint something in a different khaki hue, and that is to just try and show as many differences as possible. So I know we saw this guy last time, but it just give you an idea on the look of the figures. So we've gone for, some will have more of a browner puggree around the cap. Again, I try and mix the colours up so they're not all exactly the same colour. I've tried going for some different civilian type looking fabric that they've used to patch up the trousers or the shirts occasionally. On this guy here, I wanted to show as well on this unit, and it can be used for several. This can be used for several different types of regiments, they were saying. I didn't want to show all with their shirts in. I would have thought, charging around the bunda, as we used to say, the shirts will be flapping all over the place. So I wanted to show some with shirts in and some out, so I've gone for a painted look. What I've found is my go-to colour for black lining, if I'm going to do it, is rubber black, heavily watered down, but it's still been a bit too stark. I've either got it where it's a bit too light and it's not showing up enough, or a bit too stark, as in this case. So the last 4 are painted, and from now on I'll be going, and I'll probably even mess around with these. I'm not 100% happy with it, and just use like a dark brown. Some of the cartridge boxes I've got scuffed up and some haven't. I've gone for the more glowing skin tone. I just thought it suited this type of figures, gave them like I suppose you call it suntan type of look. Again, the eyes, what I've been doing is putting some darker colour into the sockets, and then dabbing some off-white in there, or some deck tan and things like that, just to show that the eyes are there. But I'm hoping what I'm showing you is like this guy's got quite a light coloured sun shade on. Let's try and get some of these guys out. I didn't really think this through really, as usual with me. And so although the faces are small, you can make a fair bit of them. You know, I put some reds into the cheek, under cut of the cheekbones and that. If you wanted his beard to put out, you could put a brown line around his beard, but I think that would make it too stark, if that makes sense. This guy I've put corporal stripes on. My reading of it, and it's only backed, I mean, I've got the old Osprey Indian Mutiny book, and that shows guys in shirt sleeve order with their rank on. I would have thought that the NCOs, sorry about that, Archie's clip-clopping around in the room. I would have thought that they would have, because this was wearing these shirts long term, that they would have had some form of rank chevron on, whether it was issue or they put it on themselves. I don't know. I'm just going with that because I couldn't see being mixed up with all the other units that they were fighting with, because often these would be broken up into companies or wings, as they were called, so that's like half the regiment or half the battalion, and you're going to be dealing with people that don't know you're a corporal or a sergeant or whatever, and rank is obviously a big thing in the army. So I'm going for that they've put chevrons on, or rank stripes. I've gone with white. Traditionally, as in fact the 64th were the first ones with in our regiment that had the black colour, black cuffs and collars as the regimental colour, and the colours are black obviously. Well, that went all the way through into my modern day regiment, which was disbanded in 2014, and we had black as our on our rank chevrons. They were always black. So I did think of doing that black, but I wasn't sure at the time, although because they wouldn't have been black as far as I know. It was only the colours of the regiment that were black, as I say, the cuffs and collars and the colours themselves. I would have thought they would have been white, so I've put them white. This guy's slate grey trousers. Some of the units were in slate grey. I couldn't see why it wasn't out of the realms of whatever that was supposed to mean by that. It's unbelievable, let's put it that way, that they wouldn't have picked up the odd trousers here and there if they could find them, if their own were in rag order. So again, I've just thrown him in there just to break up too much of the khaki and to show that these guys really were, you know, all dressed in different types. So I've got another guy here. He's got his cap on with the puggy round it, wrapped round. I'll probably throw in a 1 or 2. It's only a 24-man unit, so I might just put the 2 sergeants and a corporal or something like, something like that. Again, it's really just to break up the unit, just to make it look in the field and used. Again, I've got his with his shirt out. I'm not happy. I've gone a bit too heavy on the black lining on these, so I might rectify that before they get varnished. This guy has got the dark brown I've used to line it out, and that looks a lot better for me. I have gone with the rubber black in some, like the deep crevices of the bread bag there. Put another patch on there, dirtied. Some of them I've put dirty knees on them. I mean, obviously he's got a patch on, but I've tried to do the dirty knees on that. But sometimes I just leave it on the base of the trousers. It's like the bread bags. Some of the bread bags I've dirtied up, some haven't. It's just continuously enforcing the, yes, they're in khaki, but you can make the unit look a lot more individual than, he's got a black patch there. I say again, I've not patched them all, because you can find yourself getting a bit too robotic where, each one has a patch on the left or the right, or I'm even going to patch out a couple of the bread bags because they're only linen. Again, I've been a bit more successful. That's not too dark. I've wanted to show him with his shirt out. I've left the seam line in there just because it's almost as if it's been cut at the back, if that makes sense, as some shirts are. again, just keep trying to rough it up. So some of the card, I think we've seen these last three already, but we'll from the first video, but we'll put them on quickly. So there will be some photographs at the end. How good they are is anybody's guess, because I take them on my video camera and then just add them on at the end. And again, we've seen this guy before. And the next four, we've got, needs that straightening up by the look of it, but before we do anything, but we've got our drummer as well. We've only got the one drummer. And they're all the same pose by the look of it. Well, what I mean is there's only one pose of drummer, so by now they were more as using, the drum was more for, I would have thought, for more ceremonial stuff. The bugle was being used a lot more. But there's only the one, as I say, I've got to get them mounted off. Well, you've got to buy a whole pack and it runs into close to 30 quid, which, yes, I can use them down the line, but it's a big hit. It would mean that doing that means I can't get, it's annoying because I can't now get another unit, if that makes sense. I'll have to invest my money in those, and I'm going to need to do the 24 figures. I'm going to need another pack. I've looked at getting another command unit, but I like, as I said, I like a few extra officers in the units and NCOs and things like that. But I did think of getting another drummer. There was, I think, was it 2 per company, but there's 1 or 2 per company, I can't remember which. But it's the same pose, and I didn't particularly want the same pose. I would, as I say, if they'd got some casualties, I'd have put some casualties in amongst them. And then the last guy I was doing the great coats on the commission, and I had a small amount of paint. As you can see, it's run out there, so it's not really done me any good, but the other 2 figures were fairly okay. Put a base coat down, just again giving these a darker brown look on the trousers. So there we go. Blue foam's out. I'm attempting to make a gate and a backdrop wall, and that will be more for photo backdrops to begin with, but I want to expand it into a proper residency type building, so it'll almost be built from the back. So we'll have our frontage to say that we've got something to show, and then we'll add buildings at the back of it, proper walkways, and all that type of stuff. I've got no space whatsoever for this type of, for the units, fair enough, but and even that is limited. I did actually think of selling off my 10mm League of Augsburg at one point just to give me some room, but I'd really like to keep that. So yeah, hope you're not getting too bored with, as I say, it'll be about the 4th Mutiny video, I think, 3rd or 4th I've put up. It's just been because other stuff has been going on in the background, but not enough to show you a video on. But as I say, between now and Monday, Tuesday, there will be probably about 3 videos going up. Probably a shout out video later on in the week as well. I've got a couple of channels to shout out if I can remember to do them. So yeah, look after yourselves. Thanks for putting up with all this Indian Mutiny stuff. So we seem to be continuously in 1857 at the moment, and choking on the dust. But it's a really enjoyable thing. Oh, I've got I can't remember if I've said it or not. I've got a 3D print that I've not done myself. Bought off eBay. It's a legitimate one. It's from somebody who's allowed to sell the prints. And it's about 75mm superhero figure. I like doing the superheroes. I don't know a lot about them, as I always say. I'm more into history than I am and Star Wars and stuff. But all right then, Potter universe as well. But the superheroes, I actually love painting them because I love the different colours and that you can use on them. So I've actually bought one of those to paint. But one of the channels I've been watching recently, I've actually got the idea of how I can put supports on if I have to and that. So I'm going to go and take the plunge and go to Sanix's site and get either a bust or another superhero figure and have a go myself. Probably a bust, and it'll either be a Star Wars figure, but I'm thinking as a Captain America figure. I wouldn't mind downloading and seeing if I can print off. And that's in 1/10 scale, so you know, fairly large. Just depends how long it takes me to print it. So look after yourselves, guys. Hope everything's going all well with you. As I said, there'll be a whole lot of videos. It seems to happen with me. You get about one a week, or if you're really lucky, two, and then suddenly I've got 3 or 4 to go. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look, and we'll catch each other soon on another video.